Hold on, I need to get into my closet real quick. Hello, everyone. So I have not been uploading lately, and that's because school and vacation, and school and vacation, and also I'm writing a lot of videos in preparation, like a lot of them, and one of my upcoming videos is pretty damn long. So there's that. Uh, we're gonna be talking about Sonic X Generations. I'm here with Glitch. He's a friend of mine that I've known for like a year now. So, how are you doing, Glitch?
I'm good.
We have a lot to go over, but we're mainly gonna be focusing on one specific, footage that's been released for the game, which they just straight up, like, posted 10 minutes of gameplay, like, a day after the trailer, which I'm really surprised on. So, yeah, let's, see it. It doesn't seem like they've changed, the normal game that much. It doesn't seem like they changed the base Sonic generations that much. Just sort of changed the resolution, which is kind of strange because I remember them calling it a remaster when it's not a remaster. I mean, I don't really mind a port, but I just kind of wish they were honest about that. I'm glad that they added the drop dash apparently to the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we'll be using it for modern Sonic that much, but definitely classic. Right off the bat, we kind of had, I kind of was like on a bad impression at first because, frankly, Shadow was just kind of running in a straight line for like a minute, but after seeing the whole thing, 6-minute level, and to be fair,
Yeah.
he was. Games Cage took 6 minutes on this level, and that was Games Cage. So I really like the whole chaos control power. It seems like that it can really make for some good level design in general, and it seems like they're utilizing it.
And it seems like a lot of this stuff, at least from this level, will have to be fairly tight timing. You know, it's not like too tight, where like it's like a split-second reaction.
Yeah,
But it's tight enough to where, you know, if you don't do it right, then you can mess up.
yeah, that whole sequence right there with the whole chaos control power and everything, it's just really cool. And seeing the remake of Final Face, you know, I really like the alternate pathways and stuff. Fourth has also kind of had alternate pathways in some levels, mainly in its best ones, but this is, you know, this is different.
And yeah, and something about this too, the ramp right here. It has momentum. Like you see, he wasn't boosting there, so he didn't make it all the way to the platform. But I've seen gameplay where someone does boost. I'm pretty sure Fadel did, and he made it up there. So that also is something.
Yes, momentum, that's what we like to see. I'm worried. But, in general, while it does feel kind of linear, I do think it's pretty engaging overall. Just, I feel like it could be a bit less linear.
What's funny about you saying that now is that when this clip sort of fades out, the section um right after is actually pretty open and has like multiple paths to go in.
Yeah, it's funny, they literally cut out, like, one of the best parts of the level, it seems like, from Fidel's gameplay. And I just
Yeah.
kind of am baffled from that marketing. And to be fair, this does seem to be like Sonic Forces level physics. I just feel like the enemies also are kind of a huge improvement from Forces. Like, I don't really care about Sonic enemies that much in a boost game, but I do think they should at least do something and not just stand there doing nothing.
Yeah.
This whole sequence with Black Doom right here is just really cool. Like,
yeah, and it's like the stage transitions in this game so far are like super clean. Like that was seamless from him running down the hall to like the floor breaking beneath him to like Black Doom swirling everything, and then that phasing into Westopolis or Radical Highway, whichever it is.
The visuals here are just like really cool. It's like cyberspace, but better. Like,
yeah, honestly, this is what I wanted cyberspace to look like. Like the stage constantly shifting. So I thought maybe it would like jump over and like mix up like stage design with the level design and sort of mess with it.
Yeah, I love
what it's doing here.
Yeah, I love these alternate pathways here. Like, it just like screams, I want to jump off and get onto that pathway. Like, the whole alternate pathways in that sequence, it was really cool. And honestly, yeah, this is literally just a better cyberspace. And I think that Black Doom talking here, I get that this part's linear, but I think that it's kind of sort of too brave with Black Doom talking. I do think it could be a bit more open. But I don't really mind it too much because it's mainly to digest what Black Doom's saying. But aside from that, I really love how you can just jump off and see these pathways. And yeah, that's just really cool. Also, kind of off topic, but how those like mechs just fling everywhere is just kind of really funny. Like,
yeah,
it just kind of shows Shadow's destructive power.
Yeah, and like, yeah, you can see like you can either jump off there or jump off there.
Sonic Team finally made it to the 2010s.
Pathways, one at the top, one at the bottom.
Just like these visuals are so trippy, and I love it. A lot of it is.
And then it transitions, and then he's like sliding down the building, bro.
Yeah. Oh my god. The whole obstacle here. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the level. Just, it really does. It really it looks really engaging. Like this whole sequence right here, especially considering this is the first level.
And this is the first level too. This is the first level.
I know, that's like actually so sick. Oh man.
This is the first level. This is our first impression of this game.
Yeah.
This part.
Alright, and now we finally talk about the story. So, Black Doom here says, like, we're gonna meet again. And I think that...
And you cannot deny your fate.
There is something going on here, because in the Japanese description, like, on the website, it basically says that, that Time Eater starts the whole story. Like, it's literally just, like, the same as Sonic Generation. So, and at first I'm like, okay, so we're just seeing Black Doom in the past, right? This is Westopolis and stuff. But it's kind of confusing because not only does Black Doom say, Shadow, we meet again, he also says here, you know, you can't, like, deny your fate, and we're gonna meet again. So, something's going on with Black Doom in the story. It's not just Time Eater.
Yeah, and also, when he was sliding down here, he said something about the day of reckoning will come again, or the promised time will arise once more. The promised time will arrive once more.
It looks like he's really trying to, like, just lock in and like go all in on trying to finish his planning Shadow the Hedgehog. Like, it really does feel like he went through the events of Shadow the Hedgehog. This doesn't feel like a Black Doom from the past. It's like he knows what happened in Shadow the Hedgehog. So, I'm kind of confused, because, like, what does Black Doom have to do? Because we're seeing Shadow revisit the past, but for some reason Black Doom knows what's going on. So, I'm really curious to see what's going on with that. And, And then we get the boss fight with Biolizard, and they do something really cool here. Okay, first of all, we have to talk about Biolizard's visuals, cause
Yeah. I mean, just these first few seconds really stood out to me for some reason. Like first, Shadow drops down. First of all, that's just a cool pose. That just
this
looks cool. And
like
then the
this
camera angle, and then it like almost quick zooms, and then the pulsating when the thing at the top, I don't know what it's called, but when that thing pulses, the camera pulses, and it does this effect, and it's just like it times with the music, and it's
the whole camera work here is just stunning. The pacing of this whole scene, it's really well done. Biolizard here. Okay, we need to talk about how he looks. Seeing Biolizard remastered is an experience, like in of itself.
yeah,
He looks so disgusting, and I love it. Like,
yeah, and it's like, hold on, you also notice the particles in the water. It's like a full-on wave of water. Like you
yes,
can see it go past Shadow's shoot. Like that's such a neat detail. Like it could have just been the water splashing, but no, it's just like a whole wave
Sonic
that
Team
goes
is
past Shadow's feet. Like
Sonic Team is slowly catching up to 2015. Maybe the next mainline game is gonna be modern
yeah,
AAA.
honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. That sequence, when he was sliding down the building, that that scene gave me like Spider-Man PS5 vibes.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
maybe it's just me, but it really this whole thing, this whole sequence just gives me like AAA vibes. Like it feels like this game is like actually AAA.
Yeah, like we're like slowly starting to get there. And Biolizard in general, I really love how they portrayed him. Like how gross. Oh my god, when his quill moved there, like that was so gross. And I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
His whole teeth, the mouth, like, oh, it's disgusting.
And, his gills are just like constantly flapping.
It's like actually disturbing.
And hold on, if you listen to the roar here,
Yeah, the Garcia
give it a
Phoenix
second.
thing.
And I saw some people on Twitter complaining like how it doesn't sound as menacing as it did before. And there is a difference. But another comment I saw that I found interesting was that it sounds more like it's in pain.
And
And that also
honest,
goes into another thing that I want to bring up.
I want to talk about that whole. Yeah, I also really want to talk about how they're talking about the Biolizard being in pain, and that's actually a beautiful portrayal, like of the Biolizard. Like if they were to remake SA2, that would absolutely be what I would do. Like just like describe the
Yeah, and
Biolizard being in
you
pain,
can even kind of like see it in the movement here. Like
the way its gills move, like that is part of it.
yeah, and then even during the boss fight itself, it's like it's like moving and thrashing around, and it seems uncontrollable.
Yeah,
It's almost fighting itself to move.
it's like they really like brought the boss fight from SA2 and like added more detail into it.
Yeah.
This whole like game just screams Ian Flynn to me. Like that really does feel like something Ian Flynn would do.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Yes, Biolizard in pain." Oh man, and then
Yeah,
the way the
actually,
gills flap here. Oh my god, that is so disgusting. I absolutely love it.
yeah. And also, um, I saw that a quote Shadow had. Well, first of all, um, there's a quote that they can hear in here that where says, "I already know your weakness too easy," and that just sounds cool to me. But then the other quote that I heard, I can't remember the exact, but it was something along the lines of, "Stop fighting, you cling to a worse fate," or something like that. I can't remember the exact quote,
Like I think
but
I think it was like
um,
something like I think it was something like him saying that you should like give up now, or like you're in pain right now. Let me put you out of your misery, something along those lines. Yeah, it's really cool to see. It just really feels like a vision. They're just like amplifying this whole thing. It's not like they're just bringing back the boss fight. They're actually like adding more to it. And in fact, we're gonna see soon that they straight up like add a new mechanic to this boss fight. The whole arm thing that
yeah.
appears. Yeah, it's
Honestly, oh, and this one scene. Hold on, I'm skipping ahead a bit, but okay, the Chaos Spears also are just like super cool, and I've noticed. I noticed. I was watching Sam break down the stuff, and he said something along the lines of the Chaos Spears are acting like Shadow's guns in Shadow the Hedgehog.
yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I knew they were gonna like replace the guns in this game somehow. Like, I had a feeling about it. Like, I know they're never
Yeah.
gonna bring back
Also,
the guns. Like, not
yeah. Also,
until 2036 at the very minimum.
yeah. Yeah, also, I found the one of the proper quotes. "You tortured soul, I will end your suffering."
Yes,
Bro,
that was it. Oh my god, it was actually so
fire.
peak.
And also, this tweet I'm seeing right here, kind of funny that Shadow is calling the Biolizard a tortured soul in Generations when in SAT 2 he called it ugly.
Oh my god. I think it really
Get out
does
of
show
here,
kind
you
of
disgusting prototype. Like,
because in
the
like
character development,
SA2,
honestly.
yeah, because like in SA2 he was more like he was going through a bit of an identity crisis.
Yeah,
Kinda. He didn't even know if he was the real Shadow. Like if his memories
yeah,
were like fake and everything, that whole thing going on. Now he kind of doesn't really care about that stuff anymore. Um, I wonder if we'll actually get confirmation to those mysteries. I personally don't really want that. I'd prefer they just keep it a mystery and have fans speculate on that. I feel like that's a bit more fun. But I also wouldn't really be mad if they like confirm that Shadow's memories are like fake or real or whatever.
yeah.
Out of my way.
Also, what I wanted to talk about before, this. It's like swirling its arms around to create an energy ball. Come on, that's so cool.
It literally is shown in Sonic. Oh my god, it's actually like so
And
raw
then
right
like
there.
throws it at him.
Chaos control.
And then the
Chaos
chaos
control.
control. Oh my god.
Stop it.
I love how he utilizes chaos control here. I love that the actual gameplay mechanic. And I really do hope that the whole chaos abilities are utilized more in the level design and gameplay,
And then
because when they are utilized, it always looks really cool. It looks like an actual highlight of the level design.
yeah, and like you saw how like he did his flurry of kicks right there, and then he jumped back, and then he used one of the balls to push himself forward again, and then
Yes.
land the final blow.
Oh my god. Yeah, it literally is shown in Sonic. Um, in general, I'm glad.
In that pose. Like
It
it's
looks.
blocked here, but like, you can.
Yeah, yeah, we can definitely tell. I'm really. Yeah, it just looks fun in general. Um, and yeah, I do hope. Again, this is kind of a minor nitpick, but I do hope that they lean less from the linear aspect, because again, the entire like first minute of this clip was literally just running in a straight line. Like I can't even sugarcoat that or anything. I hope
Yeah,
that's less prevalent in the actual game, and they lean in more into like the more insane Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness sort of thing. I honestly, if it was up to me, this would literally just be Kaizo Sonic Generations. Like, like I just really feel like they should lean into the whole chaos of the whole thing. Pun not really intended, but yeah, Sonic X Shadow Generations. And in general, I'm just very excited to see how they pull off the story of the game. But at the same time, I'm also kind of concerned because Sega did say that the last Tales Tube 7, is the current direction for Sonic, and I really did not like how Shadow was portrayed in Tales Tube 7. Again, it was just a Tales Tube, so I didn't really mind. But if this is how Shadow's character is going to be in the actual Sonic X Shadow Generations, I'm not really excited on that front. But considering what we've seen so far, Shadow has been relatively in character, so maybe I'll be surprised. I really hope that Shadow's character in the game is going to be like nothing in Tales Tube 7. Because that was...
I mean, I didn't even really mind it, because to me, that just felt like the dynamic between Sonic and Shadow, and like, I think that's fine, because...
The thing is, like, my problem is that, like, in that video, it wasn't really a playful banter. They like straight up both. It was actually out of character for Sonic too. Like they both looked like they had like straight up grudges against each other. Which in Sonic Heroes, for example, they were just like fighting for the fun of it. Like they were like having fun. You know, they were just like playfully bantering. But here they're just kind of hate each other. Well, I mean in Tales Tube they just kind of hate each other. Oh yeah, we also have to talk.
I mean, Sonic to me just kind of felt like he was messing with Shadow. Like it didn't feel like he really had any hate towards it. It just felt like he was messing with him.
He kind of did, because of the whole like line with him saying. I mean, again, it's a Tales Tube, so I'm not really looking too deep into it. But again, I'm not really too happy with that, and like the whole thing with like IDW Shadow. Okay. IDW Shadow. If IDW Shadow is the current direction for Shadow's character, I'm Coward's Run. I wait no. But again,
that's a one.
So far, I know the Coward's Run I win was one line, but the thing is, with that line, it was sort of the payoff to multiple other out of character lines. That entire issue was just Shadow acting out of character, and even like later on in IDW, he acts a bit better. He's fine later on, but he's still like out of character. He's still like, you know, off. And in the Coward's Run I Win issue, I just kind of said that because that's like the major example. In that whole issue, he was just acting out of character. It just did not feel like something Shadow would do. Shadow isn't stupid, and in that issue, he kind of acted stupid, and like he was like very arrogant. I mean, I'm not saying Shadow can't be like arrogant, but you know what I'm saying. But
if I can just do this real quick.
Oh yes, let's go. Yeah, Games Cage's gameplay. We also get a closer look at the UI here, which yeah, the UI looks pretty cool. Not really bad.
I like how the timer is it kind of looks like the timer for a bomb.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's a really nice touch.
Yeah, I just like the whole grind rails effects, the whole boost effects. Yeah, it really does take me back to that sort of era of Sonic. Honestly, the UI might be better than Force's, which, unironically, I do like the UI in Sonic Forces. It's probably one of the best parts of the game. But, oh my, Games Cage makes this game look way funner than it was in the last video. Like, the last video kind of got me like, okay, this is okay, I guess. But now this whole footage, it makes the game look actually fun. Like, I'm feeling 8 out of 10. Like, with that last one, I'm like, okay, maybe like a 6 out of 10. But like, now I'm just kind of feeling like, okay, this game might actually be fire.
Yeah, honestly.
Sega really does need to like have people that play their actual games to be the ones to record footage. I get that they maybe want to make it slow paced for the general audience, but like, let's be for real now. Most people aren't going to be Most people are just going to watch the trailer before buying a game. They're not going to be watching 6-minute extended gameplay. That's stuff only like us crazy Sonic fans will see. So at that point, they should just hire like actual Sonic fans. Again, I really like how the whole chaos control is being utilized here. Just very cool stuff in general, and how the enemies, how the whole robots, the gun robots, they try and fire at Shadow. Again, at least they're doing something this time around. Boost Sonic games don't really have.
The enemies in Forces did shoot you.
Yeah,
They did.
Yeah, but this is like, if we're comparing like Sonic Forces, the first 5 levels, they didn't even do anything. Like, they actually stood around in the first 5 levels. And considering this is the first level of the game, they actually try and do something. Again, I don't really mind enemies kind of like not standing around there in Sonic, as long it sort of depends. Like, if we're comparing it to Sonic Generations, they kind of just stand there too. And yeah, this is sort of like the first level of Sonic Shadow Generations. Also, we have to talk about like the end of the story, because a lot of people have been wondering how the story is going to end, because we know that this is taking place during Sonic Generations. Like, that part's pretty obvious.
Yeah, like, that's
hold on, give me a second.
Like, Zuka said so in an interview he did.
With the whole idea of like how the story is going to end, I don't think it's going to be like Shadow defeating Time Eater, because it'd kind of be weird if Shadow were to defeat Time Eater and then you play like Sonic Generations and he's just there. So, I think the final boss of this game is either going to be Black Doom or, hear me out, Sonic. Because in the original Sonic Generations, you fight Shadow. So imagine they remake that fight from Generations, but instead of fighting Shadow, you fight Sonic this time. Like, you were the other perspective. And we also kind of get a sort of reason as to why he's fighting Sonic in the first place, which, I mean, it's kind of weird. It could be like a great leeway into Sonic Generations, but it also gets me like really like interested in how they're gonna pace this game, because we know that this game's gonna have like a mini kind of open zone type thing. So I'm wondering, is this gonna be like a Bowser's Fury situation where like you can pick between Shadow Generations or Sonic Generations, or is this gonna be or are they gonna somehow combine the two and make it so that way you can like optionally play Shadow's levels?
Actually, they confirmed in an interview. Yeah, like you can pick to start with either Shadow or Sonic Generations, and then you can play either one, like, interchangeably.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Kind of like the hero story and the dark story from the adventure from SA2.
Yeah.
Like, you can pick between the two.
But I just kind of think that them ending it on Shadow versus Sonic would be kind of a good note for it. And we also get an explanation for that fight. Or maybe it'll end on a Black Doom fight. Well, who knows? We'll see. Maybe Black Doom could be before the Sonic fight or after the Sonic fight. Or maybe the Sonic fight doesn't happen. Because, yeah. But it would be really cool if we actually did get that Sonic fight.
Yeah.
Oh man. The GameSketch just looks really excited here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious if, like, you could play a Super Shadow, like, after you beat the campaign. That would be pretty cool.
I mean, you can do that in the base generation, so I would imagine you could.
The animations are such an improvement from Frontiers. Like, Frontiers' animations were good, but they're like, it genuinely felt like an indie game in that game, if I'm being honest. Like, it was an improvement from, like, every other 2010s game, but it still wasn't, like, you know, good. But here it's actually, like, really good animations.
Yeah.
Oh man, like, he actually just, like, yeah, this whole... And this part here, this part, I really
Yeah.
love this whole section. This probably is my favorite part of the level. And they just don't include it in VGC for some reason. I don't know why. This right here, this whole like blue section, I don't know why they didn't include it in VGC. This blue area. Just
Yeah, I mean, like they're like these box platforms over here. There's this rail up here. There's this slope up here. There's the enemy over there.
if they included
Like
this,
there's some other platforms over there, maybe.
yeah, yeah. Also, Shadow has a double jump, which I'm sure it won't really make a big difference on gameplay, but you know, Sonic didn't have a double jump in the original generation, so this is pretty interesting to see how Shadow has a double jump. Honestly,
I mean, they're
I-
obviously like building off of Frontiers, so.
imagine just going from the lighthearted, like nothing burger of a story of Sonic Generations to just this. It must be so funny.
Yeah.
Like it might.
Honestly, that just makes the contrast even funnier.
Like it actually is so funny that like you just replaying Generations, and you just know in the back of your head that this is going on in the meantime. Oh my god, I just can't get over that sequence right there. Yeah, honestly. And speaking of the voice of Doom's Eye, he sounds different from the actual original voice actor. I wouldn't be surprised if they changed the voice actor for Doom, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, then Sean Shumo's like he just
His was
probably pretty expensive.
like, yeah, but his voice was
I mean,
iconic,
voice
man.
of Goku, for God's sake,
Yeah,
like for goodness sake, like it's Goku, like
yeah.
the most popular anime character. Yeah, no. It would be cool if they got him back, but like, come on.
Yeah, it would be really cool. But
And look at that victory animation. Look at
Yeah.
that victory animation.
oh man, I wonder what the other Link animations are. Oh, and speaking of the voice acting, I want to talk about Shadow's voice acting because I really do like Shadow's voice acting in the game. Kirk did improve a lot, and it seems like that's mainly due to the vocal direction and in general him getting more used to voicing Shadow. If I'm being honest,
Yeah.
he's no Jason Griffith. Like he was really special. Like his whole voice and everything. That I don't see that being replicated.
Yeah.
Kirk is kind of doing his own thing, and I do like Kirk, but Jason is still on top. Again, Kirk is good in his own right, and he's really like honing his voice as Shadow. Also, yeah, Shadow apparently collects like these emblems at the end of every level, and
Yeah, and one of his
like-
victory animations even like has these.
yeah,
So,
like
clearly it's not just a collectible thing.
yeah, it's
an
like
actual.
it's like in the original Shadow the Hedgehog, you grab like an emblem at the end of every level. So I'm pretty sure it's like it functions similarly to Shadow the Hedgehog. So we'll just see how that plays out. Last thing I think I want to talk about before I wrap this up and edit this tomorrow. This is gonna be 43 minutes of footage. This is gonna be certainly something to edit. But last thing I want to touch on,
Just hilarious.
Chow. Honestly, I'm kind of confused as to what's going on with them because on one hand, I really do want to hold out hope for a Chow Garden, but on the other, there's like that whole description of it's literally just like rescuing Chow, which I mean, I guess it's whatever.
Yeah.
But there's a theory out there that these Chow are for extra Sonic Generations levels. Which,
Yeah, I heard that because there were like what, there were like 6, 7 Chow.
yeah.
and It's like
And the pre-order
Like-
bonus for this game is
Yeah.
an extra level, and I feel like that's gonna be movie related. Like, I feel like they're gonna like make that whole like extra level related to the Sonic movies. They always do this with these pre-orders. Like with Colors Ultimate, like we had like that whole like movie trail thing and stuff, whatever. You know?
Yeah. Little baby pain.
Yeah. I'm also curious as to why the Switch version is taking so long to be available. Like, you actually can't buy the Switch version of the game. You can only buy it on GameStop, and like every other place, it's not available. I don't know
What about the
why.
eStore?
It's not available on the eStore either for some reason. They said that on the Japanese website, it says that it'll be available at a later date. Which I'm planning on buying this game.
Too?
I'm planning on buying this game on a later date. I'm planning on buying this game on my Switch, and I do not want to. No, they're not gonna do it for the Switch 2. They're not gonna make this exclusive to the Switch 2. They've been marketing this game as part of the Nintendo Switch, so yeah, this game's coming to the Switch. It also, the Switch has way too big of a player base to ignore that for now.
Yeah.
They'd be missing out on a lot of money, especially considering most Sonic game sales come from Nintendo, so yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, this actually looks really good and might be worth the price.
Yeah.
Uh,
and also just really quickly, look at this. Look at this image.
oh, yes, bro. Oh my god, the aura,
Yeah.
the
The
sphere.
angle.
Actually, hold on. Hear me out. What if they had a photo mode? Because you can't tell me that wouldn't be the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
They should add a photo
They
mode.
had one in Frontiers. So I mean, after the update.
I don't understand. Like, if they don't have a photo mode, they'd be missing out. They'd actually be missing out on a really good opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, no joke, they need a photo mode.
Yeah, and also like the open zone. Right here.
Yeah,
Now,
it's
I've heard that this area specifically that we're seeing right now, this is the open zone for like Soliana or like Kingdom Valley, and then that other places will have their own like little sections, and that kind of makes sense when you see the archway right here, and like it could lead into a different path to a different area.
that would be pretty cool. I honestly do wonder about this whole open zone thing. I don't think it's gonna be anything big though, because they literally have not marketed this aside from this one screenshot and a really vague sentence on the PlayStation description.
Actually, it's on the website for the game, and it says, you know, there's platforming challenges, and then like different secrets to discover when you unlock different abilities.
Yeah, but I wouldn't really hold up that much hope for this part of the game specifically because, again, this wasn't even in the trailer. Like, they haven't been marketing this at all specifically. I'm also kind of concerned about the length of the game. They said it's gonna be a quote-unquote good chunk as long as Sonic Generations. So if I'm going with like 25%, that's like 2 hours, which is a good length.
Yeah.
But you can also argue that Sonic Generations takes 8 hours to complete, and in that case, yeah.
Here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. Like when you think of like just what we know right now, it's already a pretty good length. Cause like there's gonna be 2 acts of each area, right?
Yeah.
Cause at least 2. And so the areas we know right now are the Arc, Westopolis or Radical Highway, whichever one you want to call it, Kingdom Valley, Rail Canyon, or Bullet Station. And that's it. That's it. But then that's at least 2 acts of each. So that is at least 8 levels. And then that's not counting like the boss fights. Because I guarantee you the Biolizard isn't gonna be the only boss fight.
Yeah, 100%. I really hope
So, like,
we get a
even if
Mephiles boss
there's
fight.
only like 3 boss fights, that's
I need a
and then, like,
Mephiles
even
boss
the
fight.
first yeah, and like also like the first level, that alone was like 5, 6, 7 minutes. Then there's 8 of those. Like, do the math. That alone is at least like an hour's worth, and that's not even including cutscenes, like full cinematic cutscenes, and
Yeah.
this whole open world area, open zone area.
Yeah, we also have to consider how much Sega thinks this game is worth, because this game is priced at $50, and Sonic Generations is $20. But obviously though, with time it's like, let's say $15. But with the extra content, I think that Sega is like treating it at like $20 ish. So that means they're treating this game as only $30. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a good amount of time, maybe 2 hours or more. So
I mean, it's already being the episode Shadow allegations.
yeah, it's definitely beaten the episode Shadow Alligator, which is surprising because I was one of those people who were like, yeah, no, this is definitely just going to be episode Shadow. It looks like Sega is actually making this worth the price. If this is $30 worth, well, we just have to wait and see. It has to be. I feel like if they want to make this $30 worth, at the very least, it has to be longer than Forces. Because Forces was, in my opinion, worth $20. Like, you know, so maybe 3 hours. Copium. But
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I'm also excited for the bonus content, the lore of Gerald Robotnik's journal. I'm really curious how long that book's gonna be. I'd imagine Ian's busy writing the actual game itself, so I don't know if that's gonna be super long, but it's cool to see it nonetheless. But yeah, I'm really excited for the game. It looks pretty fun. I don't actually have that many concerns, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, I'm never really concerned about a new Sonic game, but you know,
I
I'm
usually I have like at least
I'm
Usually I have like at least 1,000 concerns about every Sonic game, but I don't really have that many problems with this. Like, there isn't really that many concerns I have with this. With Frontiers, Superstars, and Origins and Colors Ultimate, I was like panicking. and a lot of my concerns for those games just kind of, yeah, they were problems in the actual games themselves, respectively, but I don't really see that many problems with this game, and that's pretty good.
Like honestly, when I look at this game, I just think, oh, this is gonna be so good.
Yeah.
Like there is nothing that I've seen here today that gives me any sense that oh, there's gonna be a problem area here. Like, no, I genuinely just don't see it.
Like the absolute worst case scenario that somehow this game, like, at the absolute worst case scenario, I think this is gonna be a 6 out of 10. Like, worst case scenario. And even then, a 6 out of 10 is like just okay in my books.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. Yeah.
But,
And
like, the
to
way
be fair,
this game.
and to be fair, yeah, this is kind of just an extra thing before the next mainline game. So
Yeah,
again,
like exactly. Like this is the side thing.
yeah,
Like, treat this like a Bowser's Fury. Don't treat it like an Odyssey.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. I'm just really excited for it. If
Yeah.
this is like as good as Bowser's Fury, then I have a lot of hope for the next Man Under. Like if this is hypothetically as good as Bowser's Fury, then I have a lot of hope for the next mainline Sonic game.
Yeah, like honestly, as soon as I saw this little space, I was like, yeah, no, y'all got it.
Yeah.
Y'all got it.
And the fact that they don't even market that there's just this entire like space here you can just roam around in is pretty crazy. I think we should end this now. So yeah, that's pretty cool.